The sound of crying echoed through the hospital corridor before anyone even realized what had happened. A heavily pregnant woman, clutching her stomach, gasping for breath, staggered backward as another woman in a royal blue dress yanked her hair with a furious scream. Nurses froze. Patients in wheelchairs stared. For a few seconds, it felt as if time itself had stopped. The woman in the hospital gown, pale and drenched in tears, wasn't just any patient. She was about to give birth. And the one attacking her? The mistress of her husband, a woman who had waited too long to claim revenge for a love she could never truly own. But she didn't know one crucial thing. The pregnant woman had a father whose name alone could silence an entire city. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of people who step into our lives just when we need them most, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stories like this remind us that true strength often hides behind the gentlest hearts. Her name was Sienna Hole, 28, quiet, humble, and strong in ways no one noticed. She had once dreamed of a peaceful life with her husband. They had met before wealth and ambition transformed him into someone she barely recognized. Sienna came from a simple background. She had believed her father, Arthur, had left because he couldn't handle responsibility. That story shaped her. She learned to be strong alone, to forgive too easily, to love quietly. She never imagined that one day life would test her in ways more extreme than heartbreak, her own safety, the life of her child, and the courage to stand against someone more powerful than she had ever known. When she fell in love with Jordan, she thought she had found safety. But even during her pregnancy, when her emotions were most fragile, he began drifting away. Late nights, distant phone calls, perfume that wasn't hers on his collar. Then came the day she discovered the truth. Jordan was having an affair with Mara Steele, a glamorous, confident executive who demanded attention. Mara had everything Sienna didn't: beauty, connections, arrogance. When Sienna confronted Jordan, he didn't deny it. Instead, he said coldly, "Mara understands me better." That night, he left, leaving Sienna alone, heartbroken, and still months away from giving birth. Weeks later, Sienna developed complications. Her doctor advised strict bed rest. Trembling, she checked into a private hospital, hoping to find peace before the baby came. She didn't know Mara had followed her. Jealousy had driven Mara to the edge of cruelty. That afternoon, sunlight poured through the glass doors. Sienna rested, whispering softly to her unborn child, promising safety. She tried to calm her racing heart, willing herself not to panic, telling herself the child inside was safe and loved. Then Mara stormed in. Heels clicked sharply against the floor. Her eyes burned with hatred. Without warning, Mara grabbed Sienna's hair, screaming, "You think you can keep him with that baby? Weak, pathetic, undeserving." The commotion drew attention immediately, but before nurses could react, a figure stepped forward. Silver-haired, wearing a dark overcoat. His voice was low but thunderous. "Enough." The air shifted. Everyone froze, not from fear, but from respect. Arthur Vaughan had entered. One of the most powerful businessmen in the city. A man whose word could ruin empires. To Sienna, the name meant nothing. Not yet. Arthur's eyes softened when he saw her. The same innocent eyes as her mother decades ago. His heart broke. Years of searching. Years of regret. And here she was, pregnant, crying, attacked, the daughter he had failed to protect. He stepped closer, taking Sienna's trembling hand. Hospital staff pulled Mara away. Arthur's voice was cold, echoing through the hall. "Touch my family again, and it will be the last mistake you make." Mara laughed bitterly. "Your family? This poor, pitiful woman?" Then she saw the hospital director bowing, security guards stepping aside, nurses standing at attention. Her smile faltered. Arthur nodded to his assistant, who whispered into a phone. Minutes later, reporters and cameras swarmed outside. Mara was quickly arrested. Her reputation began to crumble in real time. Jordan arrived, panicked, pleading. Arthur didn't even glance at him. He walked straight to Sienna, gently touching her shoulder. "You're safe now," he whispered. Confused but comforted, she nodded. When the doctor arrived to rush her to the delivery room, Arthur leaned close. "I'll be right here, sweetheart. I promise." That night, rain fell outside, blurring city lights against the hospital windows. Sienna gave birth to a healthy baby boy. She held him close, tears flowing, not just from pain, but from a peace she hadn't known in years. She whispered every word to him, telling him about love, hope, and the promise of protection, a promise her own father had once failed to keep. Later, Arthur stood silently by the door, watching Sienna rock the newborn. She looked up, voice trembling. "Who are you?" Arthur smiled, sad but gentle. "Someone who should have never left. Someone proud of you." Recognition dawned, and her tears flowed again. She wasn't alone anymore. In the weeks that followed, news spread like wildfire. Mara Steele was banned from every major company partnership for assaulting Arthur Vaughn's daughter. Jordan's career and reputation collapsed overnight. But Sienna? She became the quiet strength behind a man's transformation. Arthur had given her and her baby a new life. Not through money, but through love. He moved them into a warm home surrounded by gardens, promising he would never leave again. Every evening, as she watched her son sleep, Sienna whispered the words she had longed to hear: "You are loved. You are safe. You will never know the pain I did." She began to understand that strength isn't about fighting alone, it's about letting the right people protect you when it matters most. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stories like this remind us that compassion still wins, even in a world that seems harsh. Before you go, tell us in the comments, do you believe forgiveness can truly heal even the deepest wounds? Because in the end, what saved Sienna wasn't revenge. It wasn't wealth. It was love, finding its way home again.